Hey YouTube Bum Nation, welcome to the channel. If you are new to the channel, you like what you see, hit that sub button, it'll be greatly appreciated. Let's get right into it today. We're going to talk about the second day of first round NBA playoffs. We had some crazy games going on yesterday, so we're going to get right into it, alright? So, first game, Magic versus the Bucks. Man, I know in my first video I said it's gonna be a sweep. But I just said they could get one. I think this is the one. I think the Bucks will get it together, and they'll make the adjustments and go on. The thing is, I do feel that if the Magic play through Vooch and Markelle Fultz, they'll do good. Vooch had 35. Fultz had about he had about 15. He did pretty good as well. So I feel like if those two work together and they play through them, they could take another one, to be completely honest. And technically they have home court advantage, so they're in Orlando. But as far as the Bucks, I don't understand what's in the Bucks mindset. As far as last year, the Raptors did the same thing to you. They built a wall for Giannis. So from them building the wall, the Magic did the same thing. You would think, let's learn from last year and try to move forward and get past this wall. But for some reason, it didn't work out. Nobody was playing good, and they just kept struggling. And the Magic gave it to them. Magic were prepared. Magic were ready to go. I feel like it was just a better display of coaching, to be honest with you. I feel like they just coached it. They just really coached their way to victory. The game plan was amazing. It was right on, and they were just able to take it. Giannis, he finished with 31. He has 17 and 7. And then look, you have Middleton with 14, Bledsoe with 15, Matthews with 10. They ain't really do much because they can't stop the Magic. And the crazy thing is, the Magic don't have Gordon. They don't have Jonathan Isaac. Vooch is the man. I don't know. People need to start realizing that Vooch is, I think, the guy to go to and play through this series specifically. And I think, as far as the game plan, what they should change, nothing. Just keep playing through Vooch. Let Markelle do his thing too. Let them play together. Fournier's gonna start hitting. He was way off. I think he didn't hit his first shot until the third or fourth quarter. It was a 3, but other than that, he was kind of off. Ross had a good night. But we'll see if it continues, because the Magic are so inconsistent that I don't think it will continue. I think the Bucks are just gonna take it from here and just go and keep going. Alright, so then the next game we have Heat versus Pacers. Now, TJ Warren versus Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy gave him them buckets, and he gave it to him multiple times. Warren was averaging about 35 in the bubble, and then where was he? He didn't show up today. He only had 22 points. So he had 22 points, which isn't bad, don't get me wrong, but he was averaging 35 in the bubble. So why not continue that? Jimmy had a great game. Jimmy finished with 28. Bam. Bam turned the Pacers into pebbles. But he did his thing. He had 17. He was doing his thing. Jimmy hit some clutch buckets for us. Jimmy Buckets came through. I feel like it's going to be the same thing. Keep going forward. The only thing we have to worry about, I think Victor Oladipo, he did get hurt. Eye poke. It could be serious. Could not be. But I do expect him back for the next game. So that's another person we might have to worry about. But I feel like our ball movement is key. And I feel like we're just looking too much for the 3. We need to play inside a little bit more. Don't just settle on the 3, because Kelly shoots 3s, Dragic shoots 3s, Hero, obviously Sniper, Duncan Robinson, just wow, So I just feel like we need to focus more on getting the ball inside, playing an inside-out game, and it'll have more effect. Even though it's kind of hard with, Sabonis is missing, so that should be to our advantage. But they do have Miles Turner, but Miles Turner barely plays inside. If you see Miles Turner, he's like a big man that just plays outside, to be completely honest. But I think Heat would keep taking it from here. I do still expect Pacers to get 1 game, maybe 2, but we'll see. I'm happy. Heat did great. Jimmy Buckets came through. Ain't nothing else to say about Jimmy Buckets, Houston versus OKC. All right, I thought OKC. Well, I still think OKC can still win the series. Yeah, they didn't play that great. They couldn't stop Harden. I mean, he's a hard guy to stop. Harden just spazzes. You know what I mean? Like he just takes off, and once he takes off, it's kind of hard to stop him. That's the thing with the small ball. And D'Antoni's system with the small ball has its perks, and it doesn't have its perks. You know, like there's pros and cons to it, as you can say. The pros are, I mean, you have Harden, PJ, Covington, all these dudes can hit the three, and they're just so fast. Like, it's hard to keep up with that team. But at the same time, the con is they have no big guy. Rebounds are a factor. But obviously it didn't matter against OKC. Harden went off, I think, for like 37. So they did pretty good. But I don't think it's going to continue like that. I think OKC will figure out a way to be able to not stop Harden, because I don't think there is no stopping Harden, but limiting everyone else, and try to have Harden beat you in the playoffs, which we all know he doesn't do that. So that's what they're gonna have to rely on. I believe Chris Paul have a better game. Steven Adams should have a better game. Shai should have one. So those guys, I believe this series, I feel like it could go 7, it could go 6. But I don't see it being a complete sweep. I would be completely surprised. That's the great thing about this bubble, though. Like, we already had 1 8 seed beat a 1 seed. You know, so like it's pretty crazy. Even though it's the best out of 7, anything can happen. It's just this bubble. There's no home court advantage, except technically for Orlando, but Orlando's trash, so don't matter. But they, as far as everyone else, though, I think this playoffs is just gonna be insane. Like I was saying before in another video, it's so much that can happen, because there is no home crowd. There is not, yo, I'm comfortable at home. This is our state. This is our arena. This is our court. There's none of that. This is all of our court, and let's just play some ball. And that's what I love about it. It's gonna be super competitive, and they just take it away. Like it's pretty amazing. Now for the game of the night. Oh man, let's get into it. Game of the night: Portland Trailblazers versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Man, this series can go 7. The Lakers fans, you should be nervous, because man, these Blazers came to play. They are Lillard, McCollum, they all have a chip on their shoulder. They are ready to ball out and just give it to the Lakers. I mean, KCP wasn't hitting. Anthony Davis did okay in my eyes. Like, even though the scoreboard, the stat sheet could say different, I believe I feel like he was, especially the third and the fourth quarter, he was like non-existent. I didn't see Anthony Davis do anything, to be honest. LeBron is too passive. That's all it is. Everybody says about his whole career, he's just way too passive. Gives up the shot too much. I thought at one point at the end of the third quarter, at the beginning of the fourth, he was just gonna take over and start, because they can't stop him. They have no one to stop him. But he just kept passing the ball. Yeah, granted, he finished with like 15, 16 assists, but what does that do if you get the dub? You know? I don't understand why they don't play Dion Waiters. So the point of getting Dion Waiters was to have a scorer, maybe him and JR, to have a scorer who could find their shot off the bench, because that's what they were missing. They had Kuzma. Kuz, for some reason, I don't know why he thinks he's Kobe. Rest in peace, but you're not. You're not Kobe. Like, you need to relax. Like, he just be doing some wild stuff. Like, in the end of the third quarter, though, he was playing good. I don't know why they took him out and put in Danny Green. I feel like just messed up the whole chemistry, and the whole like drive. Because Kuz was playing good, even though sometimes he needs to calm down. But he was doing good. And same thing with, why would you take out Alex Caruso, who was doing good on defense and making good plays, to put in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who I believe was like 0 for 9, only 1 point, and he played like 20-something minutes. Like, come on, like, play with the guys who are playing good. Obviously, they're not hitting, and then you don't even play JR or Dion. Like, what's the point of having them if you're not gonna play them? It makes no sense to me, and I feel like the Blazers were prepared and they just took advantage. This is Lillard's court. I don't care what anybody says. This is Lillard's court. We are all witnessing this man like just take over, and it's amazing. But it's not just him. Skinny Melo's here. He's doing work. Going against LeBron. LeBron's like, yo, I didn't have room on you for the Lakers. Sorry. Melo's like, I bet. And what? Skinny Melo came in the playoffs like, all right, cool, we're going to play you the first round. And look what happened. Melo hit a clutch 3 as well. McCollum making people dance with a fractured back. Man, I got a bad back. I barely can get up in the morning. This man playing ball. It's freaking insane. And the Trailblazers are just determined. They are like, they have a goal and they are just trying to strive towards that goal, and nobody can stop them. Lillard is on fire. My man pulling up from the logo every single time, half court, acting like he's Stephen Curry out there. Like, freaking beautiful, beautiful, beautiful game. Same thing with Nurkic. Nurkic is playing well. He got a few bogus calls. I understand he got frustrated. You know, biggest like X factor that showed up in the game for the Blazers was Hassan Whiteside. He used to be a Heat, but he was lazy with us for some reason. I don't know why, but he put in work. And even though like, oh, the number may not show it on scoring wise, but defensively he had like five or six blocks. He leads the league in shot blocking, and him and Nurkic together. Usually it's Collins and Nurkic down there together to create those twin towers, you know, to like clog the paint and make sure nobody could get it. Especially against the Lakers, that's what they want to do. Then they try to be like a 3-point team, but it's just not working. They're not hitting. And LeBron just needs to take over, like I said. But Hassan, and every time anybody tried to go in, Hassan was there to block it. LeBron tried driving late, block. KCP, block. Like, everybody was just getting blocked. Like, it makes no sense why you were trying to go inside. And then the Lakers just playing dumb basketball, trying to shoot the ball. Like, they would just pull up for 3. LeBron pulled up, I think, almost pulled up from the logo and barely nipped the rim. So it's just like, what are you guys doing? The Lakers need to come back with a different game plan to play these Blazers, because these Blazers are coming and they are not gonna stop. The Lakers are gonna have to try to stop them themselves, and it's easier said than done, you know. But man, what a day! What a day of NBA basketball, man. I'm so happy the NBA is back. You know, we don't really have any other sports other than this one. I mean, there's fights going on, there's baseball going on. Not really a huge baseball fan, but man, the NBA is just taking the cake for me. Oh man, it's just so awesome to see basketball back and people just playing in hard competitive basketball. And I'm telling you, these playoffs it's gonna keep getting. Someone's gonna get upset. I think this will be an upset if it's the Lakers. I'll be really surprised if it's the Bucks against the Magic. That's just gonna be insane if that was the case. But I mean, we have some games today too. I mean, Jazz are playing again against Denver. That's an insane series. Got the Clippers going at it again. So I mean, Brooklyn and Toronto. You already know how that's gonna go. So get that out of the way. But yeah, so I can't wait to come back and talk to you guys again tomorrow about the games that's gonna happen today. And you know, guys, just be excited for the NBA basketball. You know, we got so much to get into for the next next month or something like that, because it's just NBA is gonna keep going on. You know, wait until the finals. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys have a wonderful day. Catch y'all later.